I've written choral music before, and that's a pretty big thing in America to write specific new music for choirs. They're very receptive to that. But I think what's different about this project and the National Youth Choirs is how willing they are to experiment and try new things. And it's been a very, very collaborative process all the way throughout. So earlier during this program, we had the chance to visit their retreats and get to know them as individuals and see how they work. So this has been all the way through a back and forth. And even as we finalize the pieces now, we've gotten feedback from the performers and the conductors. And it's really been collaborative. So that's been very, very special. Some might think because they're younger that you might have to simplify the way you write for them, but I haven't found that to be the case at all. I think their imaginations are huge, and so it's actually allowed me to expand what I do, and I think we've included some aleatoric portions I think a lot of us have in our pieces, and I think it's because they're so willing to try things. For my main choir piece, I've chosen to use only numbers as the text, and the piece is called Numbers. And it's all about how they function both in our daily lives. Of course, we wouldn't be organized as humans if we didn't have numbers to rely on and to strategize and whatnot. But as musicians, numbers form a very, very important part of our world. And we use them primarily in rehearsal, I think, you know, whether it's count singing in a choir or measuring scale degrees or whatnot. So it tends to be part of the behind-the-scenes process of music making. And I thought it would be special to write a piece in which all that work we do behind the scenes gets to be part of the performance as well. So the piece I've written for the Fellowship 8 singers of the National Youth Choirs is called Did You Know? And it's a text that I wrote myself, and it's quite personal and political. The text is, did you know? Did you know how they'd see us? Only hearts for their own blue-veined kin. But did you know that I bled from the hands? Would that change your heart? Did you know about the lamb? So this piece is about the U.S. border political crisis happening right now on the southern border of the United States of America and Mexico. And it's been very, very difficult for me to process this, particularly being away. And I think I found in sharing this piece that a lot of us, we've felt this pain, but we've also become a bit numb to it because in the media these things get reported a lot. So it was just a moment for me of this anger sort of boiling up, including anger at myself that we aren't doing enough, and this just sort of poured out from there. But it was a difficult process in a way because it was very personal, and I still don't know, how it will be received. But it's been really special to work with the singers on finding what this story that's quite geographically remote maybe to them can still mean something to them, and how they can still engage with these issues. It's really, really special that we have the opportunity to record with NMC Recordings. For me, this will be my first real professional recording, so that's very, very exciting. And I think certainly as a young artist, it's a big step for us. It's big in our career development, and it does feel like a bit of a stamp on the work that we're doing and encourages us to go forward. But I think what's really interesting about the streaming world is the fact that so many different people can end up listening to your piece, including people who might not usually purchase a classical CD, and that might not be a world they've been allowed to access. And accessibility is something I think a lot about, and to write music that includes a lot of people in it. So the idea that somebody who might not have otherwise heard a choral piece, maybe might not have heard a piece in English, could end up potentially listening to this piece is so exciting.